Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Minutes of Audio. Today we're going to be talking about the debuted album of London post-rock group Deathcrash called Return. If you like what we have to say, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And so Carl, what did you have to think about the album?
I was really impressed by it. I feel like, I don't know. I wasn't really expecting this type of quality, I guess. Especially because the group really doesn't have that many, like, monthly listeners, at least on Spotify. I'm pretty sure they have less than 10,000. So hearing, like, such well-produced post-rock coming from such a small group was almost, like, jarring in a sense, but in a good way. Like, the whole album felt really cohesive. And yeah, I mean, I guess you just normally don't expect that type of quality from such a small group.
Yeah, especially when the majority of the songs haven't even passed 2,000 streams on Spotify yet.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how good it all sounds and how well the band works together.
Mm-hmm. I think perhaps, like, the strongest feature about the album is its sense of progression from each song. Especially, like, a lot of the longer songs, even though it doesn't sort of, like, move and sort of transform like perhaps something like Godspeed does, like a lot of their songs do. There is, like, I guess, a sort of evolution underpinning each and every song that makes them, I don't know, it's really enjoyable to listen to. Yeah, I feel like that's a strong point on most of the tracks here.
Yeah, and another strong point on some of the tracks is how they start off slow,
Mm-hmm.
kind of calming, and they turn into this, like, almost dirty, heavy
Yeah.
mosh fuck of a song, which is usually a good thing.
I mean, that was the case, especially with the beginning track, Sundown. It was like 7.5 minutes, and most of it was just calm until it got to, like, the last 50 seconds, and it just kind of crashed in.
Same with the track American Metal, which I was expecting a much more metal song throughout it.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what we got instead.
I think I thought American Metal actually was one of the best songs on the album.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I love the entire atmosphere of it, and even how half the first half of the song is sort of a more like, there's lyrics, there's just sort of, it's like a more normal ass song, and then how it transitions to just soul instrumental at the second half, and how it constantly, like, rises, builds up, and how the guitars just get more crunchier and distorted. I mean, I thought that song was masterfully done.
One of the only negatives on the album, I could say, is that it does feel like a little long.
Yeah.
To listen to in one sitting, and every song isn't as diverse as I was hoping.
I can agree with
to get
that.
the gist of the album within the first 4 songs,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a great listen.
I kind of felt the same way. It feels like, yeah, a lot of the songs are even kind of hard to distinguish from each other. Like, if you just pressed, shuffle or whatever, and a random song popped on, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you which one it was, just because they all sound kind of samey. There isn't that much, I guess, diversity in the sort of sonic presentation of the album, except for, like, a few moments, especially when stuff sort of gets more, like, when stuff kind of starts to crash together. But yeah, that was kind of a big problem that I noticed too. I don't think it was that big of an issue, though. I don't know how you felt, but.
It wasn't an issue to the point where everything sounded identical.
Yeah.
It just sounded very similar.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because it is an album,
Mm-hmm.
but just a little too similar.
I think that's one of the reasons why I feel like the albums, it feels like one of those records where it's more of an experience than something that you can just kind of, like, flip on and, just kind of shut your mind off and listen to, or just pick random tracks and listen to them. It feels like more something that yeah, you sort of listen to for the experience, not just for the sort of sonic pleasure.
Yeah, it's definitely an album, and not just singular songs,
Mm-hmm.
which a lot of people do.
Yeah, there's nothing bad with that. It's just, this album took a different approach, and I mean, I like the approach.
I like the approach too, but it just does make it a little bit less replayable.
Yeah.
Because if I want to listen to it, I have to listen to it now.
Well, one song, with all this being said, one song that I thought was really replayable was Wrestle with Jimmy. I don't know how you felt about that one, but
That one and Horses I thought were extremely replayable.
it's extremely what?
Replayable.
Yeah, especially because they're some of the more shorter tracks, but at least with Wrestle with Jimmy, it was I don't know, man. It was a haunting song, and like that driving bass, I thought that song rocked, dude.
Another one that I really think's replayable is the song "What to Do."
Mm-hmm.
I really like the instrumental on that one and how it sounds like a voicemail.
Yeah.
That the lead singer is leaving to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that one was really well done. And it is the least played song on the album.
Really?
Wait. No, actually, that's Deathcrash. That's right below it.
Deathcrash I thought was pretty good too. The only problem I had with it, or the major problem I had with it, is that it took like a minute and 30 seconds for it to get started. Like, it's a 9-minute song. I don't know.
Yeah, but the ending makes it worth it.
No, I can agree with that. I just kind of, I don't know, I feel like there's no real reason to have a whole minute and 30 seconds of practically nothing there. It just seems,
Metro 1 is another great track
Mhm.
on this album.
I honestly, I feel like Metro 1 was, I don't know, I feel like after Wrestle with Jimmy, that track kind of almost took the wind out of my sails a little bit. It's not that it was bad, I just felt like it was more mediocre compared to a lot of the other songs on here.
Really, I felt like it was the opposite for me.
Really?
Like, I liked Wrestle with Jimmy, but when I got to Metro 1, I was like, okay, this album is gonna be an amazing album.
So, did you think it was sort of great once you approached the end, or were you sort of a fan of it in the first half? Because I think I was kind of hooked after the first track.
Me too. As soon as I listened to the first song, I was hoping it would be in the upper 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But as I progressed, I got more disappointed in it. Not to say that I didn't like it, because I still rated it very highly. But
Yeah.
I think you usually know with albums if it's gonna be one of your favorites within the first 2 songs.
Yeah. I felt like the first half was a lot better than the second half. Maybe not a lot better, but at very least, maybe because the sound was not as played out. Yeah, you weren't so used to hearing that same kind of style being played for each song. The first half felt a lot more, I don't know, special. But the second half still was really solid.
I definitely can't wait to see what they are gonna do next.
Yeah, that.
Because
Well, like, I wonder, what are they gonna do next? Because this is their first actual album, right?
they released an EP last year
Mm-hmm.
that was 40 minutes long.
Oh, so that's practically an album.
It's practically an album, but they say it's an EP. So who knows what they could do next? They have been getting an increase in viewers since this album came out.
Good.
On Friday when it dropped, they had like 6,000 listeners, and now they have close to 10,000 on Spotify.
Hopefully they get more.
They're definitely growing.
Oh, they deserve it.
And I'm shocked that people aren't talking about this album more online, because it sounds like something that most of the people on the internet would love, considering their infatuation with bands like Swans and Godspeed.
Yeah.
It just feels like a natural progression from them.
I don't. I'm hoping they eventually someone catches on to it, even if it has to be like Fantana or something reviewing it or talking about it.
If he reviewed it, it would be huge.
Yeah, I feel like that would at least get a lot more people to sort of tune into it.
Remember what he did to Remote Drive?
Was that him? I thought that was just.
That was all him.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that because I hopped on the Remote Drive, not bandwagon, but I listened to their stuff a little bit afterwards.
I think even the lead singer admitted that it was all Mr. Wheeldraw.
That's dope as fuck then, though, when he can have that influence.
Well, same thing. He is the influence. He had the. We've known he's had that influence because as soon as he gave the Money Store a 10, everyone started sucking it off.
Man, rightfully so. Rightfully so. But yeah, hopefully, at least like somehow they gain recognition through this. It's good enough to where they deserve it. It's definitely good enough to where they deserve it. I mean, at least right now, I think it's probably the best record of the year. Not to spoil anything, but.
So, what would you say your least 3 favorite songs are?
Wait, my least favorite songs?
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't know if I could have. I'm not gonna do least favorite because I don't think any of the songs are bad enough to be least favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna use that same excuse. I was just trying to make you look like a fool.
Oh shoot. Well,
now, what would you say your top 3 songs are?
Top 3: Wrestle with Jimmy, American Metal, and I'd put Was Living. Was Living though could be interchanged with like 2 or 3 other tracks.
Mine would be Wrestle with Jimmy, American Metal, and Sundown.
And what?
Sundown.
Gotcha. I'd give the album. I was wrestling between 8.5 and 8.75, and I don't know. I think it's good enough for an 8.75. I think I gotta give them the credit they deserve for that.
Yeah, I give them a 9, just because this is the first album I feel this decade that sounds this complete and this whole.
Yeah.
Not to say that I have albums rated higher than this from the decade. This is definitely my highest of the year.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, that averages out to like what, an 8.75,
Well,
9. Are we gonna round up or down?
We'll see. We'll see.
So that is a group score of a 9. So anyway, that's been Minutes of Audio. If you liked what we had to say, make sure you like, click, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. In our next videos, it's either going to be a news video or a review on the new Pine Grove album 1111. So stay tuned for that. And fuck you, I'll see you next time.
Goodbye.